Hello, this is Dan Gookin, and welcome to video number 184, where we're going to discuss the liberation and replacement of a computer's power supply. I have here a standard generic PC type thing, and I'm going to yank the power supply out of it and replace the power supply. This just incidentally happens to be an E-Machines. There's something loose in there. This happens to be an E-Machines, and I actually did replace the power supply in this. This used to be the old driveway cam that I had in my house about 6-7 years ago. And one day it just stopped working, and did a lot of tests and finally figured out it was the power supply that was bum. So here's how you replace a power supply. We're going to start by disconnecting the power supply from all the things that it's connected to. You'll see the power supply is up here, and it has cables branching out of it. You've got to find out where all those cables are plugging into various things, and you need to disconnect them. So right away I can see that it's the hard drive is going to be one of the things that the cable's plugged into. That's one. And there's probably an optical drive. There's an optical drive right there. And looks like there's another hard drive up here. And lastly, there's the motherboard. I'm going to disconnect the power supply from the motherboard. It requires some gentle pulling. And now all the power supply cables are free. I can tell that because I'm pulling them all up and I don't see anything hanging down there. Let's go ahead and unscrew the power supply. There are screws attaching the power supply. There are also screws attaching the case. Presently, the only screws you should see back here are the screws that are holding the power supply in. Now that I've removed the screws from the back of the power supply, I'm going to pull the power supply out of the case. Now, this time the power supply happens to be kind of cradled in there, and all it takes is a little push from the back to release it from that cradle, and the power supply comes out. It's just like having a baby. This is the power supply for that computer. Oh my gosh, it's been 2 weeks, and the new power supply has come in the mail. Let's put it in and see if it works. Power supply, it's going to be a box, and you're going to put it in the same way you took the other one out. In fact, it'd probably be a good idea to not wait 2 weeks and just wait until you get it, and then take the other one out and put the new one in. The back of the power supply is going to be where the fan is, or this one, the fan is on the back and it blows. It's on the bottom, it blows out the back. But the power cord, obviously, needs to go out the back. So, remembering how you did it before, you find the little cradle that catches the power supply and put it in gently. Now, it's just kind of hanging there. It's on some little tongue and grooves. Line up the screw holes in the back. Finger tighten them first. Tighten it right up. After putting the power supply back in, the next step, of course, would be to give the rest of the computer power. If you turn it on at this point, the power supply will make a lovely whirring noise, but nothing else on the computer will happen because it's still not getting power. So you need to reconnect all those cables you unplugged earlier. The power supply to the motherboard, you'll notice this goes in only one way, so you will not be able to fry the motherboard, unlike early days in the PC. And the other connectors, which you unplugged from the hard drive and from, this is probably a floppy drive here because this is an older computer, and the optical drive. And all the power has been restored. So, after that, go ahead and put the case back on, plug the thing in, turn it on gently, and it should come right back up. In fact, you can tell right away because the power supply's fan will be working, and that's how you know that the power supply is working. If the computer fails to run at that point, something else.